Well, another day, another Bud Light story, and more bad news for workers who are downstream from the executives who actually made the decisions that torpedoed the brand in the first place. Hey folks, Mark here with the Rational Workforce. Thanks so much for coming by to check us out. Oh man, another Bud Light story and more fallout for workers who were pretty far removed from the decisions that got the brand into the position that it's in right now. So a couple of weeks ago, we covered a story about the fallout of the Bud Light failed marketing campaign and how it's impacting folks that are at the distributors, and most specifically those who rely on sales and commissions, and how that represents an actually pretty big chunk of their salary. Now, the company and the CEO of AB InBev has gone on the record saying that they're going to be taking some steps to help those workers out and send some money down. So that's good. That's good. They're doing something to help out. Is it enough? Is it enough? I don't think so. And especially after you take a look at today's story, you might come to the same conclusion. So let's jump into it. This is from the New York Post, and it says the glass bottling plants are forced to shut down, leaving 600 employees jobless amid the Bud Light controversy. The story goes on to explain the backdrop on the Bud Light marketing campaign. If you don't know it by now, plenty of sources you can go to dig it up. But what's troubling here is the Arda Group, and I'm probably mispronouncing that, I apologize, a global glass producer who contracts with the Anheuser-Busch Company, announced that they will be closing their plants in North Carolina and Louisiana in July, putting roughly 645 people out of a job. Now, the bottling company did not reveal the reason for the move, but an investigation by WRAL, TV station here in the Raleigh area, reportedly found that the plants are shuttering because of tanking Bud Light sales, as retailers, distributors, bars, and contracted companies feel the wrath of nationwide boycotts over their controversial partnership with Dylan Mulvaney. So, again, yet another example of the halo effect, the ripples of this bad marketing decision is causing for this company. And if the damage was isolated just to the parent company and to the Bud Light brand itself, I mean, obviously, it's not good. It's an American business, or once American business, that's failing. Nobody likes to see that. But the network, the supply chain that goes into it, that goes into bringing this beer to the bars and to the restaurants and to the stores, that's what breaks my heart when I see that. And, again, we talked about the distributors. That's one end of the supply chain. That's the last mile in getting it from the brewery to the marketplace. But now we see something on the other end of the supply chain, right? The bottle manufacturer. And, 2 plants, 2 states, 645 people. And the community impact on that is significant, right? Because sometimes these communities don't have other jobs to readily absorb these new workers that are out looking for jobs now. And I don't know enough about the towns in which these plants are located in, but oftentimes manufacturing facilities, are just in places where there's space and accessibility, but not necessarily an abundance of jobs like in an urban center. So it's just sad. It's just bad news. And again, I don't think it's right. And we can't blame the folks who are boycotting, because these are consumers who feel like their brand left them behind. But you got to feel for these people. You got to feel for the people that are impacted. And what's especially galling to me is the way that the company itself, AB InBev, and some of the executives there, who were part of the decision-making process, aren't receiving the same amount of backlash or pain. Now, there's reports, we know that a couple of the executives were put on a leave of absence. There's reports stating that they've actually been terminated. Now, there are counter reports floating around that they haven't been terminated. But I covered this a couple of weeks ago too, but I'm going to bring it back up. This was from the Wall Street Journal about after the Bud Light debacle, AB InBev takes a bow at the AdBiz Oscars. So, in a nutshell, the largest kind of award ceremony for the advertising industry goes on in Cannes, France every year. It's a really, really big deal. I've been in the marketing and advertising space in the past. This is the AdBiz Oscars is very apt in its description. And AB InBev won an award for Creative Marketer of the Year. Now, granted, this was for work that they had done last year, and it's AB InBev as a parent company, but it just seems so tone deaf in a year when you're seeing the brand fall off as much as it is, when you're seeing the market cap of the company tank as much as it has, and more painfully, when you're seeing employees like this and entire businesses start to go under as part of the fallout from this just bad marketing decision. So just wanted to make sure you were aware of what was going on there and make sure that you're aware. There are folks who are kind of wrapped up in this that had nothing to do with it and absolutely deserve our sympathy and our respect. So just make sure that when you see folks that are out there stocking the shelves, that are delivering Bud Light, let's treat them with respect. They're doing their job. They're trying to make a living for their families, and there's nothing more noble than that. So thank you again for joining us for another episode. If you like what you heard, leave a comment. Let us know. If you don't like, thanks for tuning in so far. Also leave a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see more or less of and how we can improve it. Channel's growing. Would love to see it grow faster. So ring the bell, click subscribe, click like, do all the things, and let us know that you're here and you want to support the channel as well. With that, I hope you have an amazing day. We'll catch you later on. Take care. Bye.